For Sacramento artist Gabriela Michanie, her passion for photography began with the idea that she could capture as many moments of her children as possible. But a family trip would turn that hobby into a fulfilling career.
I started to take pictures when my kids were little. I think what I wanted to do is make sure that I never forgot those moments. And it translated to when we went somewhere and traveled, to take that picture to make sure if I got really, really old and I couldn't remember anymore, I had the picture to look at and remember those moments. I actually fell in love with photography our first trip to Yosemite. I knew what I wanted to get, but I was missing the technique. And actually my husband suggested, you should take classes. And taking classes online, I met my mentor, Jim Zuckerman, and he took me under his wing. I asked him, do I really need to choose? I don't want to choose. Everybody's asking me, are you a landscape photographer? Are you a fashion photographer? What kind of photographer are you? And he said, you don't have to choose. You can be great at all these different things. You just need to go out there and shoot and practice and find your ways. I do landscape photography, and then I also shoot model portfolios and fashion photography for some up-and-coming magazines. With models, I want to bring out their real personalities, not just the external beauty, but it's also who they are as a person. My husband is my #1 fan. That's what he calls himself. He's been very, very supportive. Sometimes I take over the whole house. Sometimes I'm gone for dinner. And my children too. I often use my children as my reflector holders.
Hold it.
And as well as my brother. He helped me start in this as well. So my family, they're my #1 supporters. During my trip to Africa, I was able to shoot during sunset on a hill, a cheetah and a lady. This lady owns a lodge there, which is also a preserve, and she rescued 3 cheetahs. And one of the cheetahs has become almost like her pet. I was in awe. It was hard to shoot because it was so emotional. The relationship, it was incredible. The trust between both of them was just incredible. The colors, everything. I have a whole collection. I couldn't stop shooting because it was so amazingly perfect. Like God said, here's the light, here's the moment, shoot, And that was a very special moment. So that's what I want to transmit, the emotion, that moment. I want to share that moment with people. Having my photography in different galleries, I had a hard time receiving the feedback from the people. I was afraid of that negative comment. Will people like my stuff? Because everybody that said they were amazing was my family or my friends. What are they going to tell me? Oh my God, this is awful. So it was really, really hard. And I stood back and tried to listen, and it was like, oh my God, they really like them. And my family and friends said, we told you. There's a time where your brain starts working differently. You start to see all those things that you were missing before. I think what sets me apart from other photographers is my style, is my passion, is what I see through that camera. You can actually shoot a model. You can have 4 different photographers in the same place at the same time shooting the same model, and all the pictures will look different. I want people to know me through my photography, to get to know who I am. And I'm working really hard at doing that. There's so much to learn, there's so much out there. I think photography is always evolving. There's all kinds that you can try and do, but I never want to get away from the passion that I have from it. Even though I can use new techniques and new ideas, I like to stay with a passion, but always learning from the best to become the best. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
To see more of her work, you can visit GabrielaMichaniePhotography.com.